Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to video message number 29.
The Beezer.
You know that I'm the cream of the crop.
That's nice.
Listen up, the ratings just came in for last month. We are number one. We just grabbed every key demographic.
Super duper, gang. Yeah. Super duper. That's nice. Way to go. Neato, gang.
Yes.
Boy, that is good news.
It is the 29th day of October, 2024. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Power Trip Morning Show. Happy Tuesday. If you got a tired Tuesday going, we're going to do our best to wake you up. We got Johnny Bonus coming in. Johnny Bones will be here. We got Marty Galarnar. That always helps. And I believe the return of Roser. Mark Rosen today. I think that's right. Jonathan Grenard, too, I do believe. So lots to get to on today's little Power Trip. Let's get her started, shall we? Here's some Jerry Seinfeld, that classic Halloween stuff, as it is almost Halloween. Good spooky morning to you. Come on in now. I'm glad you're here.
Remember those last few Halloweens? Getting a little too old for it. Just kind of going through the motions. Bing bong, come on, lady, let's go. Halloween, doorbells, candy, let's pick up the pace. And you come to the door, they always ask you those same stupid questions. What are you supposed to be? I'm supposed to be done by now. You want to move it along with the Three Musketeers? I got 18 houses on this block alone. You just hit the bag, we hit the road. That's the routine. Let's just pick it up. Sometimes they give you that little white bag twisted on the top. You know that's going to be some crap candy. It's got to have those official Halloween markings on it. Hold it, lady. Wait a second. What is this? The orange marshmallow shaped like a big peanut? Do me a favor. You keep that one.
I am stuck in a pair of handcuffs.
The finish line is waiting. Fate is on your side. You hear the distant thunder. There's lightning in your stride. For the warriors, never giving up the lead. To take it to the top.
Welcome to the Power Trip Morning Show, Tuesday, October 29th.
There's only one winner to take it to
Halloween 2 days away. Seinfeld just ripped on it. I'm going to rip on the weather terrorists because remember, Zachary, about 10 days ago, it was supposed to be like record-breaking Halloween. Now it's going to be freaking cold. Sucks. What a waste of time. Oh, man, I just feel bad for the kids, but whatever. They'll be fine.
Makes them tough, man.
Yeah, it makes them tough. I mean, the adults basically just have to lick her up.
I'm sorry, they do what now?
They lick her up, right? Lick her up, get a little warm. And then no, not like lick a kid. Don't lick kids. Honestly, don't lick kids. Hey, they're saucy.
Hey.
I missed you guys, so I wanted to show up today. I always miss you guys.
Oh, I missed you too. Were you gone?
Kind of.
Did you hear any of the show?
No. I heard I was getting ripped.
God.
Well, I have a question to ask.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sunday night, I'm watching the Niners and the Cowboys, and Jordan Mason is down flopping around on the ground like a fish on a dock.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes. So I'm like, who understands my delight? Well, Sauce does.
Yeah.
So I text you. You're in Las Vegas, and I text you, and I go, let's hope he's dead or has a torn ACL. And you go, 3 minutes later, what?
Yeah.
It was almost 8 o'clock Central Time, which means it was about almost 6 o'clock Vegas time.
Sure.
The fact that it took you so long and you didn't know that, I'm like, oh, he's not watching the game, which means there's a good chance he's already in bed.
No, we were at the Taco Bell Cantina.
Oh, damn it. We were convinced you were already in bed at 6 o'clock not watching the game.
So we got back from Circa, and we ran to the sportsbook to get our bet in, and they all bet San Francisco -6, which hit. I think it pushed because they won by 6. And then I got the Cowboys plus 5.5, and they lost by 6.
Whoops!
But so then after that, we went from there to the Taco Bell Cantina because, we were on a mission to get Dorito Locos tacos and watch a friend of mine put 2 Crunchwrap Supremes together inside with 2 Dorito Locos tacos and eat it as a sandwich, and he did. It was sweet. So we did that, but the game was crazy. But the game wasn't on, so I have no idea. That's why. Then we walked back to the sports book, and then I went to bed.
So what time was it when you went to bed?
Oh, I mean, I watched almost all of the third quarter of that game,
cheering for him to not go back in the game.
But then I texted you when he was standing on the sideline, and he never went back in, which was excellent. That made the whole trip. That was the best part of the trip, is he never went back into the game.
The best part of the trip was that Chris Hockey's Church Challenge person didn't play 90% of the game.
The best part of the trip is how much fun John Kriesel adds to a group. It was great. We had a great time, man. A lot of good dinners. We went. The circa was sweet.
Did you win any money outside of losing the cowboy bet?
I had the Washington Commanders -1, and that when that Hail Mary hit, that was the coolest moment I've ever had in the sportsbook, because when the Chicago Bears punch that one in, and half the sportsbook goes nuts. And then they have the audio of it because it's the last game on, and Tony Romo's going, you got to throw like a 15-yard out. And half the people were there like, shut up, Tony. You don't know what you're talking about.
And he does.
And he was 100% correct.
13-yard out.
He was completely correct. Mm-hmm. And then we're like, well, half the people are like, when you go to a sports book, you stand by, like, everybody's just waiting to cash their Bears ticket, right? Because they don't think they're going to come back and win. They don't think this Hail Mary's going to happen. Mm-hmm. They don't think there's a guy standing on the sideline talking trash. That's the best part of the whole bit. And then it hits, and then half of the people just put their heads down and walk back up the stairs to their seats. And a bunch of us just ran down and cashed that bet. We did really well in the second half of the games. College football kind of beat us up. But and then we all bet on the Packers. And they needed to win by 3.5. They won by 3.
That's brutal.
And they were up by 10 in the fourth quarter.
Couple of close lines there.
They were up by 10 in the fourth quarter.
By the way, you can feel the hatred when you win and other people lose.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And that's something as you're walking with your winning ticket.
They were
envy and jealousy.
They want you dead.
Oh, yeah.
And then Kreese put together a really good teaser bet, and we won that as well. We had a pretty good second half of the
teaser bet.
You can like pick the line, kind of. Isn't that what it is?
I don't know what it's called, but I think what you're talking about is like if the line's 3, you can change the line, but then you also alter the odds.
Yeah.
But so you can add more points, but then you potentially win less.
It was it was the Commanders +6. The Bills +3, and they won by like 25. And then it was the over in one of the afternoon games, and they all hit.
Hey, by the way, you mentioned Tony Romo, and I know he gets dumped on a lot. He did something the other day that he did a lot in year 1 that obviously blew everybody's mind when he was calling out plays.
Yeah.
He did something the other day, though, during that game that I thought was really cool, and he was right. He goes to Jim Nantz, he goes, this is going to be a run play. And he even said, he goes, do you know how I know? I know I'm not supposed to be. I know I'm not supposed to be really guessing anymore, but I know this is going to be a run play. Do you know how I know? And before Nance had a chance to say yes, Tony circled a wide receiver who had just run into the game. He goes, "This guy doesn't even know the play. He just ran off from the sidelines." He goes, "This can't be a pass. He doesn't know the play." And then they handed it off, and he goes, "Yeah, see,
yeah."
It's like. So those are little things. I would have never caught that, right? And never not, I would have assumed wide receiver went onto the field late. Somebody on the sidelines must have said what the play was. He has to know the play. Didn't know the play, and Tony called it. There's going to be a run. This guy doesn't know the play. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. He is paying attention.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Again, I do think he gets dumped on too much because when he's in that mode, he's so good.
Yeah.
So good. He's just got to calm down. I don't know. At the end of the Super Bowl, let Nance do it. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm a big Tony Romo fan.
Buddy. Yeah,
relax a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, so you won some money.
Yeah, we won some money.
You stayed up a little later than we would have guessed.
And I went to every dinner. I didn't go to bed, and it was good.
So it's trip 50 for Kreisel.
Yeah, man.
We were trying to think of this yesterday. How many trips do you think you've been on?
I think I've got to be in the 40s.
That was my guess for me, too. Somewhere in that 30, 40
there
range.
There was a time where I would go 4 times a year.
Yeah.
But the slots, Hawk, are...
they're sucky.
Yeah, they're a little bit sucky.
Don't touch them. Don't touch those slots.
We did okay, but then, it would just... Yeah, there were points where it would be are these on? You just lost, but yeah.
Yeah,
the weather was The weather was great because the bottom drops out on the weather in Las Vegas this week. I think the high today is supposed to be like 58.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
In Vegas?
That's perfect for Vegas.
A little warm,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Like mid 60s, I think, because we saw the forecast as we were waiting to get on the plane. But yeah.
When it hits 55 to 60, that's when we all throw on hooded sweatshirts and like, this is perfect. And everybody from LA and Vegas has parkas on. They have like snowsuits on because they're freezing.
There were people yesterday, and it was in the mid 70s in the morning in full on winter coats.
Yep.
Yeah.
They freak out.
Yeah, but they don't get to wear them very much.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
you
you
spend
gotta
a
look
lot of
good.
money. You
But,
got a lot of ducks died for your coat.
Yeah, the Canada Goose jacket's probably $1,200. Throw it on and walk the strip.
Yeah. But it was fun. That town is very, very, very fun in not going 8 times a year. Mm-hmm. We had a blast, and the group we went with was great, and
Well,
we ate a lot of Taco Bell.
I want to tell you guys, maybe when we get back from the break, my life has changed.
It's the Masters thing.
We know you got slapped last week.
Yeah.
You
You're still
clearly
horny.
got some kind of new reality slapped into your face. You could see it on your face that your life had changed. We were all here for that.
Yeah.
It's something else?
Yeah, well, that.
And?
I'm so happy. This is the best.
Do you know?
Oh, yeah.
And he knows.
You bet on the Masters?
No.
It's the Masters.
No,
It is.
I couldn't think of anything else to play that I wasn't going to get sued for. But
You
just,
still might get sued.
who cares? It's okay. They can sue me because all I need is what I have at home in my upstairs bathroom.
Oh, you don't need it.
There it is. All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's come back and talk about that
Oh, my
because
God.
we knew what was going in. Let's break it down. But Sauce, first, your hand is up.
This wonderful segment was brought to you by my good friends at Gutter Helmet of Minnesota and GutterHelmetMN.com. Never clean your gutters again.
I don't need a gutter helmet in my backside anymore because it's clean as a vessel. And I need help, Corey, because that water shoots directly up your butthole. And it's a weird feeling. Is that too aggressive? Clean as a whistle. Oh, I hate to poop because I don't want to get my butthole dirty again. Good morning, everybody.
Hello, friends.
Welcome to the Power Trip Morning Show. Saucy came back early because he missed us. And we missed you too, Saucy.
Thanks, man.
Now, are you going to ask
be
Abbott
right
for
when
this
you're here.
vacation day back?
I mean, probably shouldn't I?
Oh, 100%. But I mean,
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Because he needs a good laugh.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. It's a good laugh.
Oh, yeah, you should go down the hall after the show. There's nobody laughing down there.
Yeah, you need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
See, where you two go and not Bono and the Edge. You guys would go into Workday, correct it, and he'd immediately
Approve it.
approve it.
Yeah.
He's going to laugh at me.
in fact, if it were he, Corey and I, he would be up this morning and make note that we're here and do it for us.
Yeah, well played. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for me, he's going to laugh in my face.
The royal penis is clean, sir.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you're going to have to go beg.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
And like Chris said, he needs a good laugh. It's been tough down there.
Yeah. Ask him for a raise, too. Really give him a good tickle.
Well, we already did that on the air, remember?
Yeah, I do. I remember.
That went over well.
Please, you're disturbing
Yeah,
my
you're
peace.
distracting him.
Bonus,
He's in Zen mode.
Please,
I'm disturbing your peace.
you're disturbing my peace. You ought to be arrested.
Like ludicrous right now.
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to get sued. You can't play this
There's no
song.
way you can.
I'm telling you, you can.
There's no way.
No, it's the Masters
But
theme.
it's pre-domain.
No chance.
No chance. You're just saying things.
All right, then this one. How about this?
No, this
Yeah, that's. You're going the wrong
That's
way.
pre-domain too. No.
is Game of Thrones. No, you can't. No.
Ass of a bee.
Well, you already played the Masters theme. Just play it. No, you can't play that.
Yeah, here come the lawyers.
Good luck, Zecco.
Yeah, there goes this segment.
Yep.
By the way, I get asked that all the time. How come Barrero gets to play his opener, but you guys don't? It's like, well, I guess he cuts it out of the podcast, but he does play the
Yeah.
Guardsy does.
Guardsy
well,
does.
you know what I'm saying.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Guardsy
So,
does, but
yeah.
the Marvin Gaye podcast does not exist, but it does start his show every day. That's the kicker.
Man,
Loopholes.
Any of the, well, go ahead. This probably is, I don't know if this is pre-domain either. Play the generic Olympic bed we got.
Oh, that's right, because we can't play the real one.
Yeah. Right.
I forgot what the generic one sounds like.
I think it's
careful.
The final countdown.
No, you're getting sued. You're into
I
like
wasn't singing the Europe version.
$35,000.
I was singing the other version of it. About the other final countdown.
This is basically your version of Put Me Down for 2.
You should do the second to last countdown.
The penultimate countdown.
South America.
That sounds too happy.
This is the fan outdoors thing.
Every time I play this, Max freaks out.
Oh, God. They're on my tail.
No, what is this?
I'm just trying to find it. Doesn't matter. Here's the thing. My butthole's clean.
All right.
Okay. So Derek from Aquarius Home Services, AquariusHomeservices.com, came over yesterday. He put in 2 brand new toilets. Because the old toilets smelled like other people's pee-pee. They were the original toilets. They'd been there for a long time. And, you know, I can't stand OPPP.
Right.
Old PPP.
Preach.
Your dad huffs those toilets.
Why would he do that?
He showed up and said, I'll take those off your hands.
Now you not that.
Then he laid in the back of a van and just huffed them.
Now you're saying he likes number 1 as well as number 2?
Any bodily fluid.
He laid in the van and huffed them, so did he like spoon with the toilets?
Yeah.
How was he able to smell them if he was lying down
He
in a
rented a conversion van. They drove it up here and said, I'll take those off your hands. And they said, hey, Mr. Hockey, sure, go ahead. Because he shows up to a lot of toilet service.
So they're familiar with him, and they know,
yeah,
I'd rather just let him deal with the disposal than us paying some site to dump it.
Mm-hmm.
So he then lays down in the back of a conversion van, is what you said?
Yeah, puts his arms around it like he's going to throw up in it, except he just goes.
Okay, so the toilet, the water's all empty, right? Because otherwise it would spill all over the van. So it's
don't be obscene.
But the remnants of the smell remain.
Yeah.
And that's all that Dwight Hockey wants to huff.
Because if it smells like somebody else's pee-pee, he wants to.
Does he go like little spoon or big spoon?
No, he big spoons.
He big spoons it and then just huffs it.
Yeah.
Continue the story.
Fascinating. Man, my dad's a mystery.
Yeah.
Sounds like actually he's pretty surfacey. Like he sounds like he's pretty predictable.
And he's always
emphasis on the mist.
And he's always in town and never says hi.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
He's got pickups to make.
Yeah, he says a lot of toilets being replaced.
Got a job
Does
to
he
do.
just have like a spider sense? Or do they call him?
No, he's got a spider sense.
Does he hire a driver so he doesn't have to worry about going from place to place? He can just sit in the back, right?
Yeah.
That's hot.
Yeah. We can explore that further. So, the bottom toilet's the toilet's great. Toilet's fine. But the top toilet in the main bathroom is not just a toilet. It's got this toilet seat that looks like NASA built it. It's got a remote control. And if you guys remember, when I went to London and we stayed at that fancy hotel, the toilet seat heater was a game changer. Now, Zacho, does your toilet seat heat? Okay, see,
so this
you should burn your house down.
I gotta ask a lot of questions because you've been raving about it since you got back from London.
I would encourage you to come over to my house and plant your cheeks on my toilet.
Yeah.
I think, was it Lieber? I forget who said this.
In honor.
When we first brought this up, though, when we first brought this up, I do associate with warm toilet seats with too many people sitting there before me.
Right, yeah. Right.
So I don't like that. I get uncomfortable. I would rather have it ice cold.
No. You
Really?
say that now, but that's because of your ignorance.
I'm so tired of ignorance, man.
My toilet ignorance.
Yeah. Fight the good fight, Hawk.
There are not one, not two, 5 different temperature settings just from a toilet seat. And I don't know if it is. I'm thinking, what was that lady's name? George Brown? What was the lady's name?
Sweet Brown.
No, the lady who could predict the future on TV.
Raven, Simone,
Sylvia Brown.
Sylvia Brown.
Sylvia Brown.
Okay. Call me now.
Yeah, that lady.
The future she can see.
I think she must be involved with this product because it knows when I'm coming. And I mean headed towards the toilet. It feels good, but not that
That
good.
thing would go out of order.
Sensors for that, too?
It would go out of order if it knew that.
And it's got user settings.
No.
Yes.
I'm going to swear. You got the dump button.
So I do.
Yeah, he's got that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, we just talked about his dad.
Hi, Boney.
Hi, kids.
So I walk in, and my toilet seat is already warm. It's like the coffee's already done in the morning, right?
You schedule it?
I don't know how it knows, Zach. I don't know. And I sit down, and I'm kidding you. I'm not kidding you. I can get a good spread, right? Mm-hmm. But it's such a pleasure. It's like crawling into the covers, and you have a heated cover, an electric blanket that isn't going to burn your house down.
I also don't like that. Maybe the heat thing is just what's turning me off here. I don't like being warm.
Again, I hate to talk to you like this, but it's your ignorance.
Yeah.
Don't knock it till you try it.
I'm willing to try it. It just sounds like it's not going to work for me. But 'cause I don't like warm blankets either.
And then
What's wrong with you?
Then
Keep them cold.
you do your business, right? And you hit the clean your butthole button.
Mm-hmm. The dump button.
Yeah, the Dwight button.
And it's got 5 different temperature settings for the water coming up at you.
Come on.
Yes.
Oh.
And
Are any of them ice cold as Corey's heart? Because I presume that's the one he would want.
I'm just picturing Zach sitting on this toilet and treating that remote control like the scene in Fantasia with the water buckets. Just every temperature, just shooting up there.
I was picturing the same thing.
Yeah, I'm sure you were.
And there's one button.
Symphony of water.
There's one button that cleans the front and one that cleans the back. And I'm thinking that's for the ladies.
It is.
But I used it as well.
You clean your balls?
Let me tell you about my balls.
There, yeah.
Let me tell you. You ever you ever use a pressure washer?
Ow.
There was gunk coming off my nutsack.
Gunk?
Yeah,
You
gunk.
have barnacles on your balls?
I couldn't believe it.
Clean your nuts.
I love that first, not the first one, the second wave of water is for the ladies, but you essentially went through a car wash and ordered the works. Like the $14 car wash. You're like, give me it all. I want the undercarriage soap.
Yeah.
I want the rainbow soap. The rainbow soap. I want the hot wax. I want it
And I
all.
want you to dry it.
Yeah, I want a gentleman to come out and use the wand on me just to get all the stuff off the front of it.
You got a lot of barnacles on you.
So I use the front side and then and the back side. And then there's a massager that goes back and forth between the two. What? Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
How do they expect anybody to ever leave the house?
Or
leave this toilet?
Right. But then...
Don't your legs fall asleep?
Sure.
At some point.
But then there's the coup de grace. The coup de grace.
Cooter de gras.
Yes, that as well.
The Dr. Phil McGraw.
You hit the blow dryer button, and you hear go. You go.
My God.
And you hear.
Again, just like a car wash.
Yeah.
He's taking his balls through a car wash.
And it blow dries your entire undercarriage at 5 different speeds. What do you want? It was like a tsunami. Nope. A tornado. It's a twister. Just blowing all over me. And I stood up from this thing and I was like Rudy's dad at Notre Dame Stadium. I couldn't believe what I had just been through. I couldn't believe it.
So worth every penny.
Yes, Corey.
Again, excuse my ignorance, but so worth every penny.
Yes.
I bet you paid a lot.
How many pennies were there?
It
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Zach, you're right. It doesn't matter.
Can't put
it
a price on happiness.
And having it installed so that it's perfect from Derek and my friends at Aquarius was a great idea. And let me tell you, now I have to mount the remote control so that it's reachable from the toilet. But now all I have to do, because I am user 1, you know?
Yeah.
As I go in there and I sit down, I just hit user 1 and it's ready. It's ready for me. It's there. But here's the amazing thing. I turn the lights off in my bathroom. Guess what? There's a nightlight. There's a nightlight, guys. So I can find it in the dark, in the darkness of my worst night.
Oh.
I ain't got to turn no lights on. The toilet calls to me.
You'll always have at least one friend.
Yes.
Whispers even.
Yes.
He'll find you in the dark.
And I roll in and I sit down and the toilet seat's warm and I think, this is why I work so hard.
This is why you get up so early.
This is it right here.
Man. Well, congrats.
I am so happy for you.
Can't wait to go home.
Yeah.
And just for the bathroom.
That's the one negative about these things, man. You'll travel.
Yeah,
and you'll be in your hotel room and
not the same without
living in the 18th century.
Yeah.
And you're thinking the whole time, man,
God, I hope
need
not.
to go home. Well, that's a whole different thing. You'll be thinking, man, I can't wait to get home because she's waiting for me.
Yeah, my only friend.
Oh.
Hey, by the way, before we take a break, and this is completely changing subjects, but as long as you're done, I don't want to cut off your story. Are you done?
Oh, I'm done.
So you mentioned Sylvia Brown earlier.
Yeah,
It reminded me of what I watched yesterday on Twin Cities Live. And yes, I'm in my 40s and a straight white male, and I love that show. Great. But I love Ben and Elizabeth.
Yeah, how can you not?
It's good background noise. Anyway, couldn't have laughed harder. They had on a gal yesterday who was trying to teach them about trusting your intuition and like feeling it and just trusting what your like body and mind is telling you.
Oh.
And at one point, she had a block under a box, and it was like, there's a letter on the block. Just see if you can feel what it is. And just trust your intuition. And Elizabeth's like, R? And then Ben's like, I feel like it's E. And she lifts up the box and it was H. And I'm like, and she's like, you got to practice. I'm like, you mean keep guessing until you get it?
Oh, God.
I mean, how those two kept a straight face that entire segment blew my mind. Because she was having them trust their instincts and guess stuff.
And they couldn't get it.
And guess how often Ben would get that if he kept trusting his instinct? 1 out of 26.
Yeah.
You know what I love, though?
God!
As soon as they went to commercial and that lady walked off, Ben was like, hey, great segment, thank you. As soon as she walked away, Ben was like, that was the worst.
I cannot wait to talk to Ben on Thursday about it.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Now, what you know what was funny is you guys know me well enough.
Oh, God.
You guys know me. When she guessed, I think it was R, and Ben guessed E, I'm like, please don't make it be R or E. Please.
Oh, of course.
Right? Because then it validates that like one of their intuitions was right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, please don't be right. And then it was H.
Oh, my God. You loved it so much.
I loved it.
You loved it so much.
Wow. They didn't get it.
It
was the best.
Would Corey admit if his guess was H?
No.
Well, they made him guess beforehand.
But you were guessing along.
No, I've said this for a very long time.
You were guessing along.
Well, I also would have just said I had a 1 in 26 chance and I got it. So sure.
I've said this for a very long time, Bonus. If the Lord Jesus was standing in front of us bleeding from the hands, Corey'd be like, eh.
He'd be like, who hired this actor?
Jim Caviezel.
Yeah, exactly.
Doubting
What
Corey.
TV show are you from? Front Page Sports is next.
Power Hour begins at 8 a.m. You can watch it at KFAN.com/watch. It's powered by Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed.
Well, big show today, too. Marnie Gellner in a little bit, right? Rosie back,
Rosie
we
returns,
think.
yeah.
And then Jonathan Grenard.
That's right, Grenard. That's right.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and
lots
John
to get
Bonus
to.
is here now.
Johnny Bone.
Hi, kids.
So is it next week or the week after you go to Egypt? Which one?
I will be here next week.
And then the week after
next
that,
day
you're
I
gone.
leave, yeah.
Good for you,
I'm
brother.
only missing 1 week. You guys won't miss it.
So you're only gone
we'll
a
miss
week
you, though.
as
I'm
well?
only
or-
gone one Tuesday.
Oh.
We will miss you.
How many total days, though, in Egypt?
It's a 12-day trip, basically 1 day travel each way, so 10 days in Egypt.
What's the flight path?
It's a 3-hour. We're taking off from Chicago for some reason, so we go to Chicago.
Driving, or you're flying to Chicago?
No, we're flying to Chicago. Fly to Chicago to, I think, Vienna to Cairo.
Oh.
13 hours worth of flights, 20 hours total travel time to get there. And on the way back, we're coming back through Frankfurt.
Wow, bonus.
Frankfurt through straight to Minneapolis or back to Chicago
also
as well?
Chicago to here.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
God, that's a lot.
Yeah, you know,
After that much
we had
traveling,
the
too?
option of arranging our own flights, and I was just like, we're just going to do whatever the tour does because I haven't done a tour. I don't really know how tours work. In retrospect, I think I would have liked to control that a little more.
Yeah, there's something to being in the air that long and then being so close to home, but then having to land in Chicago with a layover, and you're like, we're so close. Why couldn't I just finish the Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, mentally, that sucks.
Yeah.
But that's going to be sweet.
Yes.
And who cares? Sleep.
Stoked.
You can sleep on a plane, right? Oh, really?
I'm not great at it.
Oh, no.
You can drink on a plane.
I'm getting better, but I'm not great at it.
Yeah, have a couple of drinks.
You ever done the full bed, like, layout thing?
No, I do not.
Man, that would be great.
No,
I would love to try
I'm riding in the cattle car.
No, take some of that Gleaming in the Geek money and do the bed.
I guess.
Go to a Chicago dispensary.
There you go.
Blaze.
Get some of that ooh-wee.
I have a couple drinks. I get livened up. I don't get tired.
Yeah, you do. That's true. You get all riled.
That is true.
Slapping chests.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just slapping chests.
Yeah.
Flight attendant walks by.
All right, let's do.
Looks like
let's
we're
do
landing this plane.
front page sports. We got a couple things to discuss.
Front Page Sports, presented by Holiday Station Stores.
Yep, Holiday Station Store is absolute best. You can buy 2, get 1 free. Gatorade 28 ounces. Mix and match any flavors you want. Quench your thirst. Hydrate with Gatorade at Holiday Station Stores all over the Twin Cities and beyond. Go for it. That's a limited time. Do that. Buy 2, get 1 free. Johnny Bones, let's start with your sport.
Okay.
Freddie Freeman, yet again, another home run. He has hit a home run in all 3 games in this World Series. And if you go back to the last time he was in the World Series, he has now hit home runs in 5 straight World Series games. That's ties the Major League record with George Springer of Houston. Game 4 tonight at Yankee Stadium. But the Dodgers took a 3-0 series lead last night after a 4-2 win over the Yanks. I mean, this is legendary stuff, right? I mean, the walk-off Grand Slam, of course, is legendary in its own right, but then home runs in Game 2 and 3 for Freeman as well.
It does feel like that. You know, people forget that the infamous home run off of Eckersley by what was that? That was the Dodgers as well, right? And Kirk Gibson's home run off of Eckersley in '88 or whatever it was.
It was 88. Yep.
Excuse me. Was the game 1 of that series. That wasn't game 7. It wasn't. It wasn't some critical game.
So just like this one.
So, but that broke that series. You know what I mean? And it feels to me like this Freeman thing broke this series as well.
Wasn't that game 1 as well?
Yeah, it was. It was game 1.
And this is worst case scenario for the networks because you have the 2 biggest markets and it might go 4 games.
Very well.
And Aaron Judge is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, the Yankees fans are going to be. They've already completely turned on Judge.
Yeah, he better head to Egypt with you.
We're all happy for Freddie Freeman, but can you imagine if it was Shohei that had done what Freeman just did?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a surprise, though.
No, but it would be ultra legendary because then it like a superhero was doing superhero things. Freeman's a really, really good player, but he's no Shohei, right?
No,
that would have been a game changer.
That's true.
Judge is batting 140 in the World Series.
In the
with
World
a ton
Series
of strikeouts.
It might be in the postseason.
I mean,
I think it's even worse in the postseason.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
He ain't no good.
I mean, he had the big home run in game 1. You know, it was just. Then Boone went brought in Nestor Cortez to pitch, 2 pitches. So it was. I'm not paying that much attention to the World Series. I'm not a big fan of these.
I've been watching every game. It's been awesome, man.
I've seen 2 of them.
Listen,
You have? I have. Not all of them. I'm not crazy.
I mean, I don't blame Twins fans for watching this stuff. Like, baseball fans love postseason. That's the most fun part about baseball. I was just kind of burned out at the end of this year. It was tough to watch.
Wonder why?
I don't know. Wonder why.
Tough season.
Whoa. Does anybody have any money for the Twins, or does nobody care?
I don't think. I think when we start hearing about that, it'll be from a national source.
Okay.
I mean, that's going to be. I think it's going to be from money outside this market. You would just guess that the $1.5 billion price tag is going to be, somebody outside this market purchasing this, which is not unusual for. I mean, I think Leopold isn't from here, right? Wolves are not from here.
No.
One guy,
Laurie and Rodriguez are not from here.
How do you react to the comeback for the people that are like, well, this is not necessarily going to happen because aren't there 2 other teams that are up for sale as well? So it's not the only baseball team. There's 3 teams that I believe are available. So that doesn't mean the Twins necessarily sell. How do you think the fans are going to react if the 2025 season starts with the Pohlads as the owners? And how likely do you think that is?
Ooh, good question.
Yeah, so somebody asked me how likely I thought it was that they would sell. I'm going under the assumption.
I'm right here.
Yesterday, I say, and my answer at the time was 75%.
That they do sell or do not sell?
That they do sell.
That they do.
No. That is based on a huge assumption that has not been validated, which is that the Pohlads are motivated sellers. That they need some cash, and they would not be selling this team if they did not need some cash.
Here's a question for you, Bones. I'm sorry,
but to finish up, that's still hard to find somebody that's going to pay $1.5 billion, let alone three groups that are going to pay $1.5 billion. So. It could be that's where that 25% comes in.
It's not even that much money. It's just 6 Deshaun Watsons.
Yes, and let's hope we don't get that.
I have a question for the panel. For all of y'alls, if you were A-Rod, now that the Timberwolves, who knows what's going on with the Timberwolves sale, would you rather own the Twins or the T-Wolves?
T-Wolves.
T-Wolves by a mile.
Not even close.
Wolves for sure.
Yep.
Why?
Money.
The NBA money.
It's a better investment.
Yeah, the TV contract.
Yeah, the TV contract. Yeah,
absurd.
And the
globalization of it,
the rate at which NBA franchises seem to be increasing, you get your money back really fast if you wanted to get out pretty quickly. I don't think people buy NBA teams to get out quote quickly. That's not a thing that happens very often. But man, they are skyrocketing. The Major League Baseball teams. I don't think the trend is going the right way necessarily. Not at the rate of NBA teams.
Well, I mean, the TV revenue thing is probably the reason we're seeing 3 teams up for sale at this point. I mean, it probably depends on a lot of things. If the Pohlads truly are motivated sellers, maybe they're coming in. They're willing to sell for a lot less than the $1.5 billion price tag that Forbes mentioned or estimated back in March. Right. I mean, in general, if you've got money to spend on a house, and one house is $500,000 and one is $300,000. Well, first of all, I assume the Wolves are worth less than $1.5 billion.
No,
they're worth more than that.
More than that.
Double that.
I think that's why
Glenn
Taylor reneged.
They were.
Oh, really? Okay. Never mind then.
I think they were when the deal was the 2-year kind of delayed deal was, and then as Corey mentioned, all these teams are
like the Suns went for
skyrocketing.
Right, all the NBA teams in the last handful of years that have sold.
Are we greater than the Sun?
There were a bunch of
are you greater?
A bunch
than
of
the
his
Sun?
investors basically were like, "What are you doing?
Yeah,
why are you selling the team now? You can't sell it that low."
And it's only gonna go up. You have the face of the league on your team.
Right, correct.
Do we know what the sell price was of the Wolves when he?
It was 1.7.
Yeah, I think Hawk might be
1.7,
right.
1.8, something like that.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Not to mention
when he technically sold to Laurie and A-Rod?
Yeah.
Or what he bought it for? What are you asking?
No, when he was technically selling it.
I think it was one something.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And what did he buy it for? $55 million.
And now it's worth
$35.
And not to mention too, to answer another part of your question there, Hawk.
Okay.
The ability to build a new arena.
Right.
Right.
That is.
Right.
Where would they put that? Would that still be downtown?
They were looking at the farmers market area potential. We've talked about it too, where that footprint that the Target Center in is very limited.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. I have a hard time believing they're going to be able to squeeze a new arena in that footprint, but Target Center is built for hockey and basketball. If they built a basketball specific arena, they could maybe make it work.
I mean, you're talking about the footprint that where it currently is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know that when they were talking about building a Minnesota United, the original plot was over there by the farmers market as well. So I mean, if there's room for a soccer stadium there,
well, listen,
there's probably room for a basketball.
There's no way they got the target field in where they did, and they did.
Yeah, well played.
Incredible. I still can't believe it, man.
Yeah.
Just put the new Wolves Stadium in like Owatonna.
By bus?
Yeah, just by like the Lion's Den.
Speaking of that, man, I got an owl that has decided he likes the window I sleep by.
Well, he's watching you on your toilet.
Maybe you're wanted in the school Harry Potter went to.
Maybe I am.
Maybe it's David Bowie from the Labyrinth.
You're a wizard, Hockey.
Yeah, you're a wizard, Hockey.
Is it a good sign or a bad sign that I have an owl outside? Is it like an omen that I'm going to die, or is it an omen that my wiener's going to
I think he wants to use your toilet.
Well, listen to your intuition.
Yeah.
What is your intuition?
What do you think it is?
Brilliant, Zach.
Owls are seen as bad luck or omens of death.
H.
Oh, no.
Like that means you got a lot less rats and stuff around.
Rats.
Owls are messengers of witches?
Yes, they are. Yes.
Well, now, hold on. That's different for Hockey because Hockey is into witches.
That's true.
He's definitely watched witch porn.
Yeah, man.
You have, right?
You like riding a broom?
Yep. Yeah, you've definitely watched witch porn. Wait, have you actually just Googled witch porn?
That's ridiculous.
But I spelled witch wrong, so there's a question mark.
Yeah.
It's all about sandwiches.
Brilliant.
It's Jimmy John's.
Yeah, that worked. He just goes zeal.
Remember Witch?
It is freaky fast.
Yeah, witch whale.
That was good food.
It was really good.
Whatever happened to Witch?
There's one over here. I think
They went out of business.
Yeah.
It was hands down the best sub shop for stutterers.
Well played.
Anyway, there you
Should
go.
we do What Really Matters when we come back?
Damn right we should.
More of the Power Trip Morning Show after this on The Fan.
Hey, Corey.
Yes, sir.
We were just talking about a buddy of Max's who was basically the norm of a strip club locally. Mm-hmm. And I was telling them about that basketball player who walked into that strip club in New Orleans. Who was that?
Oh, come on.
Wasn't it Kurt Thomas? No, hang on.
Oh.
Why do I feel like it was Kurt Thomas? God dang it. Our memory's so bad. Hang on. It was a San Antonio Spur.
Yeah, and they were obviously he played for the Spur. He wasn't like it wasn't a home game, but they knew him as if he lived there.
2008. That was 2008, right? Because 06 was.
Kurt Thomas did play for the Spurs in 2008.
I feel like it was Kurt Thomas, but I'm second guessing it. No, I think it was Kurt Thomas. Either way, it was a Spurs player. We were in New Orleans. And he knew everybody in the strip club, and they all knew him.
Not like, hey, we know who you are. It was like, hey, how's the kids?
Yeah,
they knew each other.
100%.
And he was the away team.
The away team.
My God.
Yep.
And he's not from New Orleans. I'm just looking it up right now. He's from Dallas.
Yeah, that's
he
the
must
thing.
love when New Orleans came up on the schedule.
Which, by the way, this might be the best
Was it a
example.
playoff game?
No,
Okay,
because
no.
it was in March.
Oh yeah, okay, got it right.
This is the best example of our memories are fading because of the jobs that we do. I guarantee you, we've told this story so many times that there are people that are going to tweet at us and they're going to tell us which player it was because we've said his name so many times.
Yeah.
At Power Trip KFAN, I think it was Kurt Thomas. I'm like 90% sure, but somebody else tweet me if I'm wrong about my own story.
That's almost 20 years ago, dude.
Yeah, think about that.
Wow.
Yes, 04 was New Orleans, but that was me. Then it was 06 in Memphis because of Katrina. So I think you and I went in 2008.
That would make sense, yeah. Remember I had to fly into Dallas and drive to New Orleans?
Yeah, that is, about.
Because did you not, this is again a sign of the times, did you not like miss your flight
Completely.
because of the time change?
That's right, the time change, that's right. Yeah.
So you missed your flight. Oh, and also, think about this. Do you remember? So I was playing cards in New Orleans because I got there before you did. And for 24 hours, I just crushed. I was printing money playing poker at that at Harris Casino by the Riverwalk.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to play cards when you got there, but since you got there a full 24 hours after you were going to, I went back to the casino because I had nothing to do because Chris wasn't there.
Yeah.
I lost it all back the second day. So if Chris shows up on time, I'm up like 4 figures plus.
Yeah.
I lost it all in the 24 hours I was killing waiting for Chris to get there.
Oh, man.
And 2024 hockey would go, oh, I missed my flight. Well, that's too bad. And just gone home.
Right. But he flew to Texas and then drove
That's
to
a
New
good
Orleans.
trip. Yeah. How long is that drive? 12
Look
hours?
it up. I bet it's
Something
8
like that.
hours.
We have looked it
It was
up
a long
before.
Because
one.
I drove
a long
all
one.
night long.
Dallas, did you say?
I've driven it.
Yeah. Dallas to New Orleans. Why did you drive it?
That was on our that was on our trip across the U.S.
Oh, yeah.
When we moved from Philly to Minneapolis, we took the long way.
7 hours and 35 minutes.
Yeah. Overnight.
Oh, my.
By myself.
Just to see 311?
Right, but a 311 day, which is different. And again, I'm always going to be grateful. Well, Sauce, you've been to a 311 day as well.
I stayed for every song but 2.
It's
I left.
It's hard to describe to outsiders, but you guys have both seen it.
It's
It is
super
truly
fun.
like religious because it's thousands of me, right?
Yeah.
Every one of them cannot believe
Which
they're
sounds
about
like
to
my
see.
worst nightmare.
It
But
really does.
It sounds like hockey's hell.
But Chris, you'll remember, right? Since they sell literally 50 states buy tickets in 15 to 20 countries, people fly in from all over the world every 2 years to see it.
Yeah.
You see random people hugging. They're like, "We made it!"
Yeah.
Because they've been driving
What a fun thing, man.
25 hours to get to wherever the hell it is. Now, almost every year it's in Vegas. Every other year it's in Vegas. So it's the pilgrimage doesn't quite feel as epic because most people just fly to Vegas.
Yeah.
It was earlier this year. I didn't go this year.
Where do they do it in Vegas?
Didn't they do it
They've
at
done
the
it.
Palace?
They've done it Park MGM.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where we saw him, right?
Yeah, that
And
place
met
is
him.
sweet.
By the way, I saw
And met him thanks to Swartzen. That's right.
they came up on my YouTube. They have a new single.
New album out
New album,
last
yeah.
Friday.
Yeah. Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. I hate that it's 5 years in the waiting and it's only 10 songs.
Yeah.
The album's called Full Bloom, and that also happens to be the best song out of the 10. The song Full Bloom as well. Yeah, no, I definitely like it.
Good.
There's a couple that are going to have to grow on me, but the vast majority sounds like 311, so no complaints.
Zach, I don't think I told you, by the way. There's a new Blackstone Cherry tune.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know that or like that band or not.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, dude. The guy from Killswitch Engage joins them on the song. It's
Okay.
called Out of Pocket. It's their best thing they've ever done. It's freaking great. If you
Interesting.
like Blackstone Cherry. Brand new. Anyway, okay, cool.
Adding to my notes app.
Yeah, good.
That's what really matters, right?
But what really matters is that I do scores and stats around the world of sports, and Chris changes your life with something else in between.
I'm going to do my best.
You guys like stats?
Sure. Not me. I hate them.
Like, yeah. If it involves like bra size.
This is the opposite of a bra size. This is a sports statistic.
Then nope.
The Steelers won 26-18 over the Giants on Monday Night Football. Unbelievably, because again, Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season, that's a crazy stat in itself.
He's maybe one of the best coaches of all time.
The Steelers are now 6-2 with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields.
Russell looked good last night.
He did?
Yeah.
He was
Yeah, he
dropping
did.
What is going on
dimes
here?
last night.
He's kind of back.
Yeah, he is kind of
So
back.
Pittsburgh is 6-2. The Giants are 2-6, which everybody predicted. Calvin Austin, 73-yard punt return touchdown and a 29-yard catch from Wilson for a touchdown. That dude's 5'9", 162, and he's in the NFL.
Jeez.
But here's the stat.
So the Giants scored a touchdown. They must have.
Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah, for
Okay,
sure. Yeah,
sorry.
they got back in the game.
At some point, there was a statistic up where they'd gone 17 consecutive drives, the longest streak in the NFL, active streak in the NFL, without scoring a touchdown. They went at least 5 drives past that.
Well, I
before
think,
thought-
didn't Scott Van Pelt say at halftime that both teams had over 400 rushing yards combined without a
Yeah, right,
touchdown?
yeah.
Well, the one guy caught it, but he had 2 feet in bounds, but it was the same foot.
Yeah.
And that doesn't count. I didn't know that.
That's interesting. I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that
I forgot
before.
who it was, but I think it was a Pittsburgh Steeler, and he caught the ball.
Was it
and he-
Pickens?
I think so. And he caught it, had 1 foot, and then he put the same foot down again, and they
Because
called
he
it
got
incomplete.
pushed, right? So he kind of got popped in the air, then
Yeah,
put the
he
same
skipped.
foot down
Yeah.
again, and it doesn't count as a second
Nope,
foot.
it was
That's
not
bizarre.
How bizarre.
Anyway, here's the stat of all stats.
Great song.
With that win, that is the 22nd straight home Monday Night Football win for the Steelers.
Jeez.
That it almost doesn't matter if you are the Patriots of the last 20 years or the Niners of the 90s or whatever, or the 80s and 90s. That's insane in terms of variance because I don't care if you're, let's say it's just 50-50, right? That's mind-blowing if you've won 20 straight if you're a 50-50 proposition. Sure. let's say you're the heavy favorite in all 22 games. To not get sniped once is insane. Yeah. 22 straight home Monday Night Football wins.
Well, that's got to go back to before 2000 too, right? How many times can they be on Monday Night Football at home?
Well, with Roethlisberger, probably was maybe not once a year, but pretty close, right? Maybe once every other year they were home on Monday night.
Amazing.
Something like that. So, that is multiple quarterbacks just not losing.
Right.
That's an insane stat.
What a franchise.
Just in terms of probability, that should not happen.
I remember KFAN talking when Tomlin was being courted by, or Tomlin was trying to become a Pittsburgh Steeler. We all knew Childress was on his way out.
Yeah.
We all knew that or I think it was Childress.
It was Childress, yeah.
And we're like, boy, I wish Tomlin would stick around one more year because we know Childress is going to make it like one more year.
Nobody in the sports world that I've ever been around, because that's back when he was here, I was an intern, and I had to go get audio during all that stuff. No one I've ever seen in the sports world has a better aura than Mike Tomlin. It's just unbelievable. He was born to be a head coach, and he is one of the.
You were born to be hockey players.
Like
everyone, yeah.
They've had some terrible quarterback play, and he's never had a losing record.
Nuts.
They haven't had a good quarterback since Roethlisberger.
I like the word courting, or I like when like Mormons go like they're in courtship. That's fun to me. I like that word.
How often are you around Mormons?
I also like the whole elder thing. I want to be called elder. Yeah. Elder Halvey.
I want the elders sitting around going, did you hear that Paul and Kelly are courting?
Ew.
And they're not playing tennis.
Quit courting.
That goes back to 92, by the way, Cor.
92? Ooh, so that means there was some Cordell Stewart in there, probably. There was some Neil O'Donnell in there, probably.
Neil O'Donnell.
Who else played quarterback?
Was it Maddox? Who was the guy that was like the XFL guy?
Tommy Maddox, I want to say? Who knows? Either way, crazy stat.
You'd watch Tomlin interact with like Russell, and like when Russell threw a touchdown or something, you see Tomlin kind of smiling and pointing to him, like what a vibe he seems to have with a guy that is not always the easiest to bond with.
They thought he was nuts when he was switching from what's his face Fields, who had a 4-2 record.
Well, and then also, how do you get both quarterbacks to sort of embrace that? Like, how is Fields not a problem?
I'm sure he's a little bummed.
I'm sure he's bummed.
They're sitting next to each other in between drives, comparing notes on stuff. Like it just feels like that's just such that's a reflection on the coach, right? That's got to be a reflection on.
He once had Le'Veon Bell and AB in the same locker room, so this is light work to him.
Right.
Those are two certified maniacs.
Well, Le'Veon, I forgot about Le'Veon Bell.
And by the way, I was just say, if you're Fields, you're bummed, but you just, all the time in Chicago.
Well, that's probably true.
And he'll get another
You'll
gig,
take whatever you can get.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
But what really matters is this.
Cicadas have been known to confuse the roar of power tools with mating calls and sometimes swarm people out using lawnmowers.
Oh, man, I hate those things, man.
Yeah.
Man, they were loud this year.
Yeah.
They were.
I thought you meant power tools.
No. Well,
what?
Well, no, my cicada story from the road earlier this year.
Oh, yeah.
Sauce and I sang to Cicada once.
Yeah,
he didn't like it.
He didn't like it at all.
I think
he tried to pretend he did.
Quit music.
I'm always going to be that weird guy in the rest stop.
Oh, your mic.
I forgot about that story.
What are you doing at rest stops?
You don't remember this story?
No.
Tell Sauce the story quickly again.
So I get into, I swing by a place in Illinois, the rest stop there to use the bathroom. And I get in there and I'm peeing and I hear something over my shoulder.
Oh, no.
I'm like, what is that? Whatever. And I look over and it's just this gigantic cicada just resting on my shoulder. And I've never seen I didn't know what it was. And I don't know if you've seen these their eyeballs are they're the freakiest looking things. And it's on my shoulder. And so I'm like doing like brushing, trying to get it off my shoulder. It won't. Next thing you know, I'm pissed. I'm panicking. I take my shirt off in the middle of the bathroom. Kid walks in. There's another guy, and then like I go into the stall.
The kid Leroy?
Yes, and I got it on. I have my shirt, and I'm like trying to hitting it on the floor of the stall, so you can see. Everybody can see some guy just going. They probably thought I was methed out or something.
No, they probably thought you were just lying.
Yeah,
the next time I'm just going to strip in front of women, and when they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm going to go, "There's a cicada in my shirt. That's why I'm naked."
Oh my Lord!
You can't arrest me. I'm beating this cicada to death.
Were you humming Just Another Day?
Yes.
Get off, get off.
Yeah, so I'm yelling in the stall, get off, as I'm whipping my shirt. And they're like,
Corey, you know how, and Boney too, you know how after a while, and it happens late teens where your kid starts to think you're an idiot.
Sure.
Right? And as they get...
mine started much earlier.
Right.
Same.
Yeah, mine already thinks I'm an idiot. He's not here.
Right.
I told him.
Yeah.
As they get older, they become sure of it, right? Abby and I were in Chicago, and I love my Abba Dabba. This is not a shot at her. Every kid goes through this.
Sure.
We're in Chicago, going down to see that band Kitty, and we're stopped in traffic because Chicago.
Yeah.
And the cicadas are so loud.
Oh.
And she goes, "What is that?" And I go, "That's a bug. It's called the cicada. We don't have them in Minnesota, but man, that can't be a bug." And for the next 10 minutes, she was telling me why there was no way that was a bug. But you get to a point when you're a parent where you're right. Okay, yeah, no,
right.
I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you're right. But every time we would move a little bit forward, she'd hear it again. She'd be like, "What is that?" That's a bug. That's a cicada. There's no chance. Listen to that. That's a power. They're working on the road or something like that. I'm like, okay, all right. You just nod and keep going.
There are two different kinds of dismissal by teenagers. I don't know if it's just teenage girls, but that's the only thing I've dealt with so far, right?
Right.
You're wrong about something, right? Like in your case, it's you said a fact, and the teenager says, "No, that's wrong."
Right.
The one that I disliked even more was the phase that no matter what my idea was, it was the worst possible idea that had ever come up. And yeah, you can relate.
Yeah, funny. How does that feel?
But I remember a phase where I would ask Bailey, something like, you guys want to go out to eat tonight? Why would we want to go out to eat? I'm like, never mind. Right? Literally something like that gets dismissed by teenagers.
Yeah.
Why would anyone want to go out to eat ever? Why would you even ask that?
Wow.
So I'm going to go back down and watch poker. You guys figure out food.
Absolutely.
So you just throw your hands up and go, this is going to take a couple of years for you to figure out that I'm just trying to offer options. I'm going to go watch some poker and probably get canes. You guys do whatever you want for dinner. I'll see you in 6 months.
Yep, that's how it's supposed to be. I know. They're supposed to.
They just go through it.
They got stuff. What are you looking at?
And it's universal forever, right? Like Mark Twain has a quote about it, right? When I was 18, my dad was the dumbest man I'd ever met, and I can't believe how much he learned by the time I was 23.
Yeah,
yep.
It's the truth.
They always come back, though.
They do. Thank God.
More of what really matters after this on The Fan.
All right. Welcome back, Patrick Morning Show. Garrett Bradbury on the loss of Christian Darrisaw for the season.
The nature of this business, unfortunately. Injuries are going to happen. You never want to see them, especially a guy of his caliber and the guy who he is. So it's just, we're sending prayers to whatever's next for him at this point. It's going to be surgery and hope that goes really well. And like I said, he can bounce back from this even stronger.
ACL and MCL, is that right? Did you guys read that? I believe it was.
That news hit as we landed in Las Vegas on Friday. That he's a quarterback and probably and I'm not just saying this because I'm on, Gernard is another injury we would be tough to overcome. Losing that good of a left tackle is going to be a tough injury to overcome.
Ben speculated yesterday, I doubt you heard it, Saucy, that there's an outside chance, maybe they'll move Brandell over since, what's-his-face is back from injury. Help me out. The guard.
Reisner.
The other, Albert Breer, who writes for SI, he speculated they might bring in David Bakhtiari.
Which would be great. Let's do it. Here's Brandell on whether or not he'd move over to tackle.
I'll do whatever, you know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
I'm here for the team, and whatever is asked of me, I'll do.
Good
okay,
dude.
cool, good.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
Sounds like Zach.
He does?
Sounds like Zach.
Hold on, play it again.
I'll do whatever, you know what I'm saying?
No, that's
so
definitely.
I'm here for the team, and whatever is asked of me, I'll do.
Yeah, it's definitely Church.
Let's do more of what really matters. Let's stay on the Vikings for a second because I saw some stats. Man, I'm stat heavy today.
You really are.
But this kind of blew my mind. The Vikings host Indy on Sunday Night Football.
You're
right here
heavy.
On the Fan. 7:20. The Vikings are 5-2, although for whatever reason now it doesn't feel like it. Indy is 4-4. Vikes are 6-point favorites on DraftKings. The over/under is 45.5. Here's the stat I wanted to bring up. Hey, Paul.
Yes.
Hey, Paul!
Bryce Young of the Carolina Panthers. Great quarterback, good quarterback, average quarterback, below average quarterback, or terrible quarterback so far?
I feel like this is a trap.
That's a trap.
To make your guy Purdy look better.
This has nothing to do with Purdy.
Okay,
he played great on Sunday, by the way.
He's a terrible quarterback.
Terrible?
Yeah.
Bryce Young has a passer rating this year of 59.4. 59.4. That's Bryce Young's passer rating. That's terrible.
It's hideous.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson of the Colts, 57.2.
No way.
He is throwing an NFL low 44.4%. That's his completion percentage. 44! Right? Like 60 is okay. 70 is elite, right? 70 plus.
Yeah.
44.4% and has a worse passer rating than Bryce freaking Young. And how about Shane Steichen yesterday said all options on the table. He's even hinting Richardson might not start on Sunday. I think they're going to start him. It's Sunday Night Football. But what do they got? Flacco sitting there, right?
Yep. Yeah, and I would hate to see Flacco come in.
Yeah. I think the thing that a couple of the guys that have paid really close attention to football that were on this trip, and they bet a lot on football, that the big knock on Anthony Richardson is he can't throw a slant pass, that he just doesn't have the timing down, and that's what kills him. That is horrible. I mean, that's got bust written all over it. He was the 4th overall pick.
And looked dynamic last year before he got hurt. This is the fear of, we saw J.J. McCarthy sling it in a preseason game, and we're like, we got him! And, of course, now that he's hurt, we're like, it's okay. As soon as he gets back, we got our franchise quarterback.
Yep.
He lit up a preseason game. We have no idea if JJ's good. Anthony Richardson last year looked like, all right, well, the Colts have their quarterback for the next 15 years. Now already in year 2, it's like, whoa, we have a long way to go
and as
with Richardson.
And Bryce Young, who you mentioned, if you bench him and he doesn't play Sunday, he doesn't get the job back unless Flacco is hurt.
Speaking of Flacco, God, another stat that I couldn't believe.
Good for you.
Ben Maller's show this morning?
Yeah.
I'm taking a shower. Calm down, Zach. Taking a shower listening to Ben Maller. How about this for a cool stat for you anti-Deshaun people like myself? Since Deshaun Watson has shown up in Cleveland, the Cleveland Browns, according to the Ben Maller show, have had 7 300-yard passing games, and none of them have been Deshaun Watson.
Jeez.
That's kind of awesome. 7 games of 300 or more since Watson showed up in Cleveland, and none of them have been Watson.
I mean, yeah.
Somebody fact check that, but if that's the case, that's fantastic.
Well, I'm sure
a handful of those are Flacco.
Yeah, from last year. Yeah.
I assume one or two of them Winston already or not? Did Winston throw for 300 on Sunday?
I believe he did. Man, that rings a bell. I think he did. You knew he was hot as Jennifer Hudson.
He threw for 334.
Yeah, right?
She's so fun.
He threw for 334.
It was off the top rope.
Yeah, he's into it. 334.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What really matters, by the way, do you watch that game, Sauce? Your guy, Kyle Hamilton, just completely meat sauced. If he catches that, it's over.
Yeah, we had the Ravens.
Oh, no. Did you really?
Ouch. He catches that, you win. One play later, Winston to Tillman, and it's over. What really matters, though, is this.
That does matter. Real quick, Saucy. Did you see that Alec Lewis said that he thinks we could get DJ Reed for like a late round pick?
He's an offensive tackle, right?
No, the cornerback, DJ Reed from the Jets.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean,
he's the 6th best cover corner in the NFL, according to Pro Football Focus.
I mean,
I know, when is the free agent deadline thing? Trade deadline, whatever you call
it. Voting day. It's a week from
November 5th.
Okay, there you go.
It's a week from today.
Voting day.
DJ Reed.
Yeah, I mean, I think losing their left tackle has changed a few things, and losing 2 games in 5 days, but like they get back on track, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think you got to make some moves.
I think you can make a lot of moves.
I think, and I know we bring this name up in .com. Tom Pellicero makes fun of us, especially me, because I bring it up all the time.
Yeah,
sure do.
A 2-6 Jets or Giants team with Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah, that guy.
I mean, that might.
That's a bitch.
But he leads the league in sacks.
Yeah, he's good.
But here's the problem, though. What do you have to give up? Currently, for 2025 draft picks, the Vikings have a 1st rounder and 2 5th rounders.
Yeah, and I think one of the 5th rounders is handcuffed because that one pick they traded for Cam Akers is a 6th, can go to a 5th round.
So, I mean, we have very little capital.
I mean, it would probably be, if you're going to trade for the best defensive tackle in football who leads the league in sacks, I mean, it would probably be 2 first-round picks.
Give it away now.
But
think about that. If you trade away then we are 0 factors in the 2025 NFL draft. That's your nightmare.
Yeah, it'd be devastating.
You'd have nothing to speculate on, nothing to talk about.
Yeah, especially when they don't pick till the 5th round. But if you
want to win now.
Yeah, but if you got Dexter Lawrence, I think he's under contract to 2027.
Yeah, you can say that's your 1st-round pick.
Yeah, I mean, if you could,
that would buzzkill draft day so bad.
but
Vikings draft party.
But you'd also you'd have a bunch. They would shift their focus to free agency,
right?
Because you could add a bunch of players then, right.
An episode of Peppa Pig was pulled from Australian television because it taught kids not to fear spiders. And in Australia, you damn well better.
Yeah, they're huge.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Fear everything.
Yeah.
Why didn't the writers of Peppa Pig think that through before they made that episode? That there are parts of the world that is not going to be helpful to children.
Unless you're on Australia, kids.
That show is nails on a chalkboard.
I've never seen it.
It is the most pointless kids show.
Is it really?
Of all time. Yeah, because most kids show they have like a moral at the end, but Peppa Pig will just be a C word for most of the episode, and then nothing gets resolved at the end. And she just gets her way. Hey, if you've watched it, I'm not lying.
Okay, but
Peppa Pig sucks.
But Peppa Pig sucks, but is not even in the same ballpark as Caillou.
Caillou is the worst.
The worst.
What is that?
All that kid does is whine like a little
meat sauce.
And that is the worst kids show I think of all time.
Yeah, Caillou's up there though.
The worst. So thankful that my kiddo didn't. She dabbled. She's seen it, but she never got into it, so I never had to put up with it. But I've seen episodes and go, this is unwatchable, and I can't believe kids like this.
That's sad.
I need to watch it.
Oh, yeah. The first episode, Caillou and his brother are like, we want Sega Dreamcasts. And they're like, fine, you get one, Caillou, and so does Dav.
Wow, he has a brother named Dav. Man, I should sue them.
I want a Nintendo 64, too. And they're like, fine, Caillou.
That sounds about right.
You and Dav both get one.
Yeah, his parents are pushovers.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
There was one, the only episode where Caillou didn't get his way is like Caillou and Dav were like, we want to go to Disney World. And like Caillou's dad was like, not this century, you little
Hawk, is my dad a pushover?
Yeah, you push him over, and but he's got good balance.
What does this do with your dad? Marnie Gellner is here. John Bonus is here. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on The Fan.